The mansion was alive. It breathed in the silence of the forgotten forest. Its breath was cold, damp and heavy with the scent of decay. Moonlight, fractured by grimy windows, painted shifting patterns on the rotting floorboards.
Steps carefully, each creak a scream in the stillness. I clutched a flickering lantern, its weak light barely penetrating the oppressive gloom. I had been drawn here, compelled by forces I couldn't comprehend. Each room I explored, each shadowed corridor I traversed, whispered of forgotten horrors. The mansion was a charnel house of memories, each one tinged with a darkness that chilled me to the bone.
The grandfather clock, frozen at the stroke of midnight, loomed in the hall. Its pendulum, silent and still, was a stark reminder of time's relentless passage.
Shivers. This wasn't just a house, it was a predator lying in wait, its prey, fear itself, and I feared I was walking deeper and deeper into its jaws.
The mansion fed on her terror. She could feel it, a palpable entity growing stronger with each shudder of her breath. A child's doll, its porcelain face cracked and malevolent, stared at her from a dusty shelf. It was more than just a toy, it was a conduit, channeling the mansion's darkness. Each artifact she encountered was a thread in a larger tapestry of nightmares.
Examines a tarnished silver locket. A tarnished silver locket, engraved with a name I couldn't quite recall, pulsed with a faint, sickly heat. A chipped teacup, its delicate floral pattern obscured by a viscous black stain, whispered of unspeakable rituals.
Emily stumbled back, her hand flying to her mouth to stifle a scream. She could feel herself being drawn in, her own fear a thread being woven into the mansion's gruesome tapestry.
Who was weaving this nightmare? And what was my place in its intricate, horrifying design?
Deep within the bowels of the mansion, Emily discovered a room unlike any other. The air hung heavy with the scent of mildew and decaying paper. Rows upon rows of towering bookshelves stretched into the darkness, their contents whispering secrets in forgotten tongues.
The Abyssal Library.
A voice echoed in her mind. It was not her own. At the center of the library sat a massive oak desk, its surface scarred and worn. Upon it lay a single book bound in what appeared to be human skin. Its pages, black as pitch, seemed to writhe and pulsate with an unholy light.
Approaches cautiously. The book shuddered and a single word blazed upon its cover in fiery script needle.
The needle binds the threads. The needle mends the tapestry. The needle unlocks the architect.
The mansion shuddered, the floor tilting beneath Emily's feet. The monstrous embodiment of her nightmares, a grotesque amalgamation of shadows and fear, rose from the depths of the library. Its eyes, burning embers in the darkness, fixed upon her with a hunger that chilled her to the core. This was the culmination of her journey, the final confrontation with the heart of the nightmare. And Emily, she realized, was the key.
The needle. Realization hits her like a physical blow. I was not just a witness to these horrors. I was an integral part of them. The mansion, the artifacts, the nightmares. They were all connected, and I was the thread that bound them together.
But who was the architect, and what was his ultimate design? As she raised her hands to face the monstrous embodiment of her fear, Emily knew that the answers to those questions lay beyond this confrontation, hidden in the deepest, darkest corners of the nightmare.